Choosing something to review from the charts hasn't exactly been a thriving experience this week. I found myself stuck for choice because there's nothing out there to work with. There's nothing that's excruciatingly awful to rip to shreds, or something terrific that deserves praise and attention. It's either the same old shitty EDM, songs I've already covered, or songs that have already been reviewed to death. And really, do you lot need another review of Dark Horse where I tell you how shit that song is, which is something you lot already knew? Or a review of All of Me, which is tedious, dreary, and nowhere near as impactful as Ordinary People was? Or talk about how it's nearly May and we have 3 songs in the charts at the moment from the movie Frozen, which was a movie that was released in December and one of which is still climbing the charts after more than 4 months now. So instead, I caved in and saw what was popular in the States, which was pretty much full of what was clogging up our charts. However, I saw one song that caught my eye, and that was Ed Sheeran's newest track, Sing. A track that hasn't made it onto our charts yet, and considering that I really enjoyed his last album and that his next album is to be released soon, what better way to find out if I'll be going into the next album in a state of anticipation? Gladly, I will, because Sing is really good. Compared to his last album, Sing is unlike anything from Plus. This song is a severe departure from the folk rock sound that was all over his last album and is instead a much more upbeat R&B-esque track. Stated in an interview, Sheeran claims that this song, co-written by Pharrell Williams, who seems to be co-writing everything nowadays, was inspired by Justin Timberlake's work on his albums Justified and Future Sex Love Sounds. And you can definitely tell. The guitar segment sounds incredibly reminiscent of JT's Like I Love You, as well as the falsetto pieces in the bridge, which honestly, second to the chorus, which is just 2 words repeated and a collection of background vocalists going oh, it's the weakest part of the song for me. It tries to balance out his falsetto with background vocals to add some light and shade, but it doesn't detract away from the fact that Sheeran shouldn't be doing any high-pitched voiceovers. It doesn't come off all that well, and I can't help but feel slightly uncomfortable whenever he does this. Verse 1 sets the scene where Sheeran is sitting with some girl and has been for the majority of the evening, ignoring everybody else and wishing that they would go away so that he and this lady, as he calls her, could get down now, which is further emphasised in the second verse. By the way, doesn't it feel kind of strange to you that you hear the word lady in this song, since nowadays females are either called she, girl, you, hoe, or bitch? It's nice to add a little bit of variety every now and then, don't you think? Which does make me wonder about this verse. Why not leave this place and go back to either yours or hers? Or do the traditional British thing of getting off with one another in the toilet cubicles or outside around the back by the bins? And whoever said that the British have lost their sense of class? The bridge is basically Sheeran's persistence in telling this female that he needs her and that she should let him know if she feels the same. Third verse is where Ed goes on his mini rap phase of meeting this lady and how he knows that she was a so-called keeper because she gave him a bottle of water with tequila in it. Really? If she gave you water that was laced with alcohol and didn't tell you about it, not only is she not honest, but she's not a keeper, Ed. Plus, you're teetotal. An act of kindness? More like an act of wanting to get you pissed so you're more susceptible to screwing her. You know, only I would complain about this, wouldn't I? Anyways, in conclusion, I can only hope that when this song is eventually released onto the UK charts, it goes down well. I really like this new turn in style from Ed. Many artists, when they mix up their style, it doesn't usually pay off, and many of their fans still linger for their older sound. And whilst that's understandable, I for one greatly anticipate Ed's upcoming album and can only hope that Multiply will be just as good, if not better than Plus.